Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 21 of Play to Find Out Longfall. We are here after a couple week break. We had the holidays and stuff going on, so people were a tad busy, but now we're back. We're ready to continue with the craziness that is this game. Because it seems like every single episode, we leave it with something that's like giant that's about to happen at the very beginning of the next episode. Like that's a trend.
Not quite every episode, but
we're
pretty
we're
close.
we're rapidly approaching our season finale.
Is there going to be a beach episode?
I
Is there
Probably-
a beach?
I don't know. There will definitely be a beach OVA. Okay,
Ah,
Okay.
of course.
there will definitely
It'll
be a
be-
beach OVA.
There'll be a non-canon movie, where like for some reason none of the things that happen in the actual series are like affecting it, except for like characters that were introduced.
Mhm.
Yep. It'll be a whole thing.
It'll be before Azelka died
Right. Yeah.
and
Exactly.
died.
Before Zajay becomes one with the
Oh, yeah,
Aetherverse.
You're in some sort of weird freaking alternate dimension.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And Corvus is the only one that's like aware of what's going on. It's just like, oh, this is weird.
I'm basically like the what's his name? The Eric from Swan Song of the show. I'm just like we're so fucked.
Accurate. Still my favorite character.
Awesome.
Is it? No wait. I don't even remember his first character.
It was
Kovacs.
Every one of Steven's characters were my
Victor.
favorite.
Victor Kovacs.
Victor
Okay,
Kovacs.
so
Yes. Yep.
Stare person.
Yes,
Every-
stare
everyone-
person, indeed.
Every one of Steven's characters were my favorite characters on that show.
Same though.
And then I guess Pi, if that counts.
I think it
Okay.
counts.
Like I was always like, I want to hear more about Pi.
I think
I
everybody
wanna-
wanted to learn more about Pi, except probably Adam.
I think Adam got bored with Pi like very rapidly.
One of my favorite moments from that show. Sorry to go on about this.
No,
but
no, no.
That's
go
fine.
ahead.
Do.
Getting Adam to have Pi and Howard have a conversation.
Oh yeah.
was hilarious. Because like this two just like weird NPCs. that no one thought were gonna catch on, and then they
Yeah.
did, and then they have to have a conversation. He's just having a conversation with himself with no punctuation. It's great.
Yep.
Howard was also a cool character.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a psychic assassin octopus. It's like straight out of
Mr. Sakarian give him a knife.
Yeah. Yeah. It
exactly.
was really
And it
good.
was perfect.
That's really
It was like
good.
the most touching moment in the show.
And then Howard saved his life because he
Yep.
got those little health patches.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He'd be dead.
yeah, Juggernaut.
Yep.
Those were
Yeah.
Juggernaut stims.
Uh-huh.
Juggernaut stims. And if you look at what Juggernaut stims do, they are intense in Stars Not Number One. Juggernaut stims can be the difference between I'm taking on an army and I'm about to die in the first volley. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. So besides recapping Swan Song, how's let's
We
talk
need
to our
play
peeps.
find out reacts to more popular streamers.
Uh,
Subgenre of shows.
Michael, how have you been over the past couple weeks?
I've been good. I went out of town, visited family.
Mhm.
That's part of the reason we didn't have a show. Sorry.
All good.
I've been working on a little project called Guild Pact that one of you has partaken in extremely, and the others have been like avoiding. Well, I don't know if Drummer Boy knows about it.
I think avoiding is the wrong word.
Avoiding is the wrong word. Guild Pact.
Like my ignorance.
That's fair. Guild Pact is a system I am developing with the help of a couple other people that is designed from the ground up to be both tabletop and play-by-post. And it's the first build of Guild Pact is like the Hall of the Slayers or whatever. I haven't come up with a name for the setting, but FC May resubbed.
Thank you so
Uh,
much.
But the general idea of the game is just everybody advances as a group. You do crazy stuff. Everybody's a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun. And it's in like a weird gothic horror setting. We had like the weirdest magical torture scene ever earlier today. Where
I don't
they
know how
were
I feel
just,
about that.
huh?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Which one? Did you read it?
No, just the fact that a magical torture scene exists.
Well, so guy breaks into witch's house. Monster hunters arrive at witch's house. Monster hunters knock this man unconscious. Witch hands them a potion and says, "Here, put this in his eyes, and then let's have a conversation." They don't ask questions. They just put it in his eyes, and he starts clawing them out.
She wasn't a
Real-
witch. She's not a
real-
witch.
Just one of the weirdest icebreakers ever. Just like put this in his eye, then we can talk.
She's not a okay.
Wow.
She's not a witch.
You're just like everybody. You're just like everybody else.
I know. She lives in a haunted house. What are you supposed to do? And then so they're like, okay, well, this is terrible. We got to stop this guy. And she's like, well, I mean, that's kind of hard to do. This like happens once a month. And it just usually ends the same way, except usually the ghost that lives upstairs takes care of it. And then Lily, bless her heart, turns him into a rat or a shrew, excuse me. We then put him in a mason jar and throw him in a fire.
Whoa.
She did that. You guys didn't do that, but it was just kind of like
I was just trying to protect her house.
I was just I was like trying to push this like and see how far you guys could go, and you guys were just like, all right, like we're gonna torture this dude. Let's do it. So yeah, that's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Anything else cool you've been up to?
I've been looking for cyber ghosts, and I'm disappointed that I haven't found any.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Lily?
I'm pretty good. That's a reference to I did a stream last Sunday. I think it was Sunday. And apparently cyber ghosts were invading my camera. They were just something was happening. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but
Hey, I heard the song. It was definitely Cyber Ghosts.
I haven't listened to the song yet. Is it good?
Terrifying.
I love it.
Yep, so there's that. Drummer Boy, how about you? How have you been?
Great. Just music as usual. A couple. This apartment, the pipe stuff. Oh, God.
You got your heat fixed, right?
Partially fixed. I did it myself. I cut some of the insulation off the pipes, and my landlord was cool with it. So now it's a livable temperature in here. But now there's a leak in another pipe.
Oh no.
Oh.
But the problem is my landlord broke his wrist or fractured his wrist or twisted it, so he can't fix it until that's healed. It's 6 weeks of just keeping jars on the floor and hoping nothing bad happens.
So he can't
He could hire someone else, I guess, but it's also an extra cost to him, which
Ugh.
you can't really convince a landlord to spend money.
That sucks.
That really
But-
sucks.
Other than that, music is happening. Lots of Patreon thing finally got done today.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, and then playing The Witcher 3. I finally got to The Witcher 3.
Nice.
Awesome. I feel like that's the best one.
Yeah, it's playing them all back to back. I was even commenting on it when I was playing it. It feels like the best parts of The Witcher 1 and the best parts of The Witcher 2 made their way into The Witcher 3, and all like the weird mechanical crap that happened in the first and second game were gone. Except for I keep on dodging off of cliffs and dying. So that's fun. But overall, it feels like the Witcher game that they wanted to make all along, and now they finally did it, and it's so good.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
On this episode of what weird alcoholic beverage that probably tastes like fruit is Michael drinking today? Not Your Father's Mountain Ale.
Oh yeah, the weird alcoholic Mountain Dew.
Yeah, basically. But it's
Yeah.
it's good.
I have the Trader Joe's brand lager.
Trader
Classy.
Joe's brand lager.
Simpler times. It's beer.
Yeah, it's beer.
Mm.
I have self-mixed iced tea because I don't really drink.
Out of a beer glass, though. However,
Well, it was $5 for 6 of them. Come on.
There you go.
That's
Fair enough.
That's fair.
There you go. And Kelsa, how about you? How are things?
Things are pretty good. Y'all saw my cat for a minute. She keeps knocking my microphone around, so I'm hard to hear. That probably means she came up and knocked it again, and I didn't notice.
Sure.
She's a butt. And she was very camera shy. I had to literally pick her up to put her in frame.
And she looks so unhappy about it.
She hates being picked up. She loves sitting just to my side and not letting me pet her. She just wants to sit, next to me and headbutt my mic stand. So.
But
Anyway.
Mommy, it's warm.
I mean, it's not. It's cold. It's a metal mic stand.
I just want to sit here because you're really cool and I kind of like you and stuff, but don't touch me, Baka.
Don't
Yeah,
touch me.
pretty
But
much.
don't touch me.
Yeah.
She likes
that's a
it
bit-
when you pet her when she's up on high places, like the counter,
Okay.
The desk, the futon mattress that we have halfway leaning over the second story of our house.
Sure.
Sounds
I
like
may have
farm-
posted pictures
sounds
of that
kinda
on
like farm cat.
Instagram because she's a dumb cat. That's pretty much it. That's like my whole life. I mean, I guess there was Thanksgiving, and before that there was PAX Unplugged. Those are both
How's that?
cool.
How was that? Like,
It was really fun. I was not feeling very well. The air was killing me, and I had some like allergies, or I was sick, or I don't know. It was terrible. And I totally lost my voice, like real bad. But I had a really good time. I played some games. I saw a bunch more games that I didn't play. I bought a new chair that is coming. It will arrive tomorrow because UPS Freight called me to find out whether or not an 18-wheeler could come down the street to my house.
How big is the chair?
It's like this size, it's chair size, but it's not like broken down. It's all set up, and it was shipped freight directly from the con.
You bought a
It was
chair
like
at the con?
Yeah, I did. One of the floor models,
Okay.
because it was there, and it was one of the prototypes of this new cool thing, which I'll get to show people once it gets here. And it was also signed by some of the members of the Acquisitions Incorporated cast. So, all those things.
Awesome.
I saw you playing Weave on Adam's IRL thing. How was that?
We didn't actually get to play.
Oh, too much.
The
weird.
internet was bad, and we couldn't like get it to work, and we were all kind of falling asleep, and so we gave up and went and got coffee instead.
Fair?
Fair.
And then Eric ran a completely off the cuff character sheets written on scrap paper. Actually, this is
please don't say Burning Wheel one shot.
what? No. It was a World Against Darkness or something. It's like the
World of Dungeons.
huh?
World
World of
of
Dungeons. Yes, that was it. Yes, he posted a thing about it. I was like, I don't know this game, but it was really, 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 really hyper simplistic, but it was lots of fun to play in the middle of a Starbucks
Awesome.
until it was time to go to dinner because we had reservations. So we had like a limited time, but it was I had a lot of fun. I did a lot of things. I played a lot of games.
Mhm.
I saw a lot of games. I saw a lot of people. I bought a chair.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Very cool. I think I need to go to one of those cons, like a PAX Unplugged or Go Play or something, where we just hang out and play games.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of like, I just need to go to a con. Like, I think that's the first step. I
It is
just
the
go
first
to
step. It is
just go
the
to
first
a
one.
convention, and then I'll figure it out from there.
Same.
Um,
Although I think it'd be better to like go to a place where you already know a whole bunch of people and you're just
Mhm.
playing games, just being normal dudes.
I guess I need money to do that.
Rather
Yeah.
rather than TwitchCon, which would be just a lot of people and
Yeah,
TwitchCon's-
that's a thing.
TwitchCon feels both cool and like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, if I had more of an ambition to become an actual streamer in my own right, instead of, being a parasitic leech off of Lily, I'd probably go to TwitchCon.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I've just been able to go to Lily and be like, "Hey, I have an idea for a show.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. That sounds hunky dory. Let's do it." And then Longfall and the Circle and other projects
Yep.
happened.
Yep. Good times. So, do you want to? Who wants to talk about what happened last time?
Azelka fell off Azelka took the Longfall.
Yeah. Correct.
And then
is that the
woke
first
up.
name drop of the episode or like the whole season? It's just like
Oh no, that is not the first.
because we've jumped the shark before.
Yes.
We have jumped the shark. The thing is, Longfall. We've talked about this a little bit on the show. Longfall has multiple meanings in this culture, so we've used it, I think, in all of the contexts except for one, which I think will come up eventually. So Longfall happened. Meanwhile, the first wave of the hurricane season hit. And the change in air pressure messed up the burner, which is having some problems that Sajay just cast magic on and walked into. Corvus and Steven are very, very drunk. And they're trying to help. And Zelka woke up in a strange place with a giant horned figure.
I think she's walking through a clock tower and a mask salesman's talking to her now, right? And then he's gonna be like, "Oh, you met with a terrible fate, haven't you?"
Probably.
Probably. Cool. Good.
No,
good.
he's gonna ask her if she wants to buy some death sticks. Hey, you want to buy some death sticks? And then she's gonna do a Jedi mind trick on him. And then the second worst episode of the series happens. From there. Anyway.
Hey.
The horned creature turns around and is like, "Ooh, saw." Freaking Jar Jar Binks.
Misaka Jaja Binks. Misa your humble servant. Those things are actually ears, not horns. Yeah. Anyway. So I don't even know how to open this one.
Do you want to start with weird or actiony?
to start with neither, but I don't know how to.
Oh, okay.
You
Because-
head over to Izilka's crowded house and just role play by yourself as you are
Ah,
with her
of
entire
course.
family. Still so busy, wrapped up in their own stuff, they haven't even noticed she's missing yet.
Actually, we're gonna jump over to a thing. Izelka.
Yes,
Um,
I'm here.
so we're getting this is the flashback to the day that defined a lot of your character. So you and your father and your mother are all on a small like aether boat as the wind is starting to pick up. What are you doing in the moments leading up to the catastrophe to come?
Izilka was, what did we say, like 10 when this happened?
5, 10, not very old. You're a
Mhm.
small child.
Yeah, I think she's probably like, she had been playing with like some like small dolls or something on the deck of the ship, but as the wind picks up, she like starts gathering all of her toys to put them
Mhm.
away before the storm hits, because that's just what you do when you're on an aether ship, you know.
Do you have like a favorite like doll or something?
Um Honestly, I pictured them more like little army soldiers, so like just like small, probably wooden toys, just like a lot of them.
So there's one that your dad took the time to paint for you, and maybe he had like promised to get around to them all, but like never did. And I think you're like setting it, and then I think you're like about to go pick that particular one up, and then the wind like takes the boat, and like the piece just topples over. Do you like try to grab at it? Do you just let it go? Like, what do you do?
Let me know if I'm overstepping my bounds here, but I think that Izilka darts after it, and before she can even reach the edge of the boat, her father like places a strong hand on her shoulder and says something like, you know, I'll paint another one, you know.
I think it's yeah. I think that's what happens. But I think you're like peeking over the edge, and he's like holding you back. And below in the like glowing aether sphere, you see a ripple. And maybe we get the like close up of like the tiny piece hitting and like bursting when it impacts this little like probably like bone figurine, like burns, and then you see just this big ripple and hear this like deep kind of like groaning noise below you. And then you don't remember much of what happened after that, but you remember your father looking very, very serious and pulling you back from the side as it felt like everything around you started to shake. And then we're gonna cut over to the action sequence. Zajay,
Yo.
you enter the interior of the burner.
So I'm immune to heat right now.
Yes. So as you're going through the burner, you're the thing about the burner is the smell is really strong. It smells like a mix of like acetone and like rust.
Great.
And there's this like coppery metallic smell in the air as you run down the stairs.
Slither.
Slither down the stairs. You move rapidly down the stairs. You accelerate with high degrees of speed. So you see, you're starting to see more signs of obvious structural damage to the burner. Like you're seeing like sections of the wall that were like blown out and like pipes that are like bent in funny directions as if by like the shifting of the frame. And it's a long spiraling staircase. It's almost as long as what you were just on. But you eventually reach an impasse where a very, very large pipe that has up until this point been running parallel to the tunnel has burst and is spewing like slightly refined aether out in all directions in front of you. What do you do? You just see this wall of like, instead of the like normal like kind of like deep aqua color, it's like a very clear like pale blue.
Let's see. I think what I want to try to do. Could I just try to? So is it like, would there be a way for me to like kind of, like tuck and or not tuck and roll, but like kind of like slither and get under it or around it?
You can try. That would be a kind of a difficult acrobatics check, or not acrobatics.
Or
sorry, I've been reading a lot of D&D.
Or
agility.
Or what's it called? What's the thing where you change your size?
Okay, you want to reduce. That's fine.
I should probably open up the Open Legend page so I remember how to play this game.
PQR. Wait. It's not called reduce. Oh no. Yeah, I forget what it's called. I know that there's one about changing size, but I forget what it's called.
You'd have to get pretty. Well, then you still have the issue of being able to climb, but you have climbing, so you should be.
Oh,
you should
hey.
be good.
I will actually. I'm gonna cast
resistance on yourself again.
No, I can only have one going at a time. I don't have to sustain, and it lasts for 24 hours. But I can only be resistant to one thing at a time. So yeah, if I have to either be resistant to heat or resistant to aether stuff. So yeah, I'll leave the heat on, but I will also then cast insubstantial on myself.
Okay, so you can just pass through.
Yeah.
Can you give me the? Can you drop the exact text of insubstantial into chat? Just to make sure that does what I think it does.
Copy. And boop, boop. Yeah. Yeah, you can pass through anything physical, and any attacks that target guard or toughness can't hit you.
I guess technically speaking, plasma is physical. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because it would be hitting me. So like since there would be nothing to hit. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So what's the difficulty on that?
It is a pretty high thing. So I have to hit. So that would be 24.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's 10 plus the power level times 2, so 24. Yeah. So I'm gonna put a legend point into it,
It's probably wise.
and let's roll up some alteration. Advantage 27.
Oh, hey, very large roll this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how that's changed.
Yeah, you burst. Yeah, you pass through.
Yeah, so I think the same thing happens is when I cast resistance. Like I like flex all my fingers do a little wave, and my scales do that like weird shift thing again. Except now instead of like being a slightly different color, they shift, and now like it has that weird ethereal effect where like you can kind of see through me. I got a little less opaque. Yeah, and then I like kind of like I like test it, and I like put my hand through my shoulder, like, okay, good. And then I like slither through the plasma stuff.
Yeah, and you get the impression that if this would have gone wrong, it would have ended very badly.
Probably.
Like, you can't feel heat right now.
Uh-huh.
But you can like, and you can't like feel things per se, but it's like it feels strange.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, and then on the other side of this pipe is the lower section of the burner, which is like a platform sitting around this like large nozzle, basically, that shoots high pressure like ether that's being burnt. It's basically a jet engine on the bottom of the city. So you're pulling up to that.
And I haven't seen my dad yet.
You have not seen your dad yet, but there are people further down. Yeah, there are people on the platform in front of you.
Okay.
What do you do?
So they're trapped there?
They're not
Or like-
trapped there. There's like, you get the impression there are like people like laying on the ground, and there are like people over them, maybe like doing first aid or something. There are other people like on like suspension wires that are like welding like repair parts onto braces that are holding the burner in place.
Is there anything I could help with my telekinesis?
Oh, absolutely. Like,
let me look at
you just tell me what you like. You tell me what you want to do.
One
And
second.
your telekinesis will probably do it.
I'm
Do you
looking
want to
exactly.
help like move people out of here safely? Do you want to like help repair bits? Do you want to like just try and find your dad and then figure it out from there?
My 1 sec. The boons are there. We go. Boons are back. Okay, so I can lift anything lighter than 1,000 pounds. So yeah, I think anyone that needs like, I guess I'll like slither up to them and like just ask what they need help with.
Yeah, you pull up to like a guy, and the person in front of you has like very severe burns. It's like an old man.
Well,
Probably-
I can't heal him, but
Probably, yeah. And then there's a guy over you, and it's like he's like a Rhinoan, and he's like using all 4 of his arms to try and like stabilize this guy. And then he just like real quick like looks at you and like nods up towards the burner, and then like maybe like 4 or 5 stories above you, you see people like trying to like weld the support brackets back into place because like a bunch of them snapped.
oh, okay, yeah. So I believe it's just
now you, like look at it, you see that the burner head is at like a weird angle.
I believe these are just line of sights, right? Like activating a boon unless it says something, right?
Yeah, unless it specifically says a range, it is line of sight.
Okay, yeah. So I like look up and I I just like point my hand up there and I start just like bending it back or like holding it for them.
So yeah, and that's gonna make the work faster for sure. You still don't see your dad, but you aren't really looking for him right now.
Yeah.
per se.
Let's see. I can.
Because at this distance, I would imagine this takes most of your focus. Like you aren't just going to passively notice him. You would have to like look for him.
Oh yeah.
Which you can make a roll, but the consequence might be that your help isn't as helpful as you think it is.
Um. To another object of the same size and weight. I look at the guy healing him and I ask him if he needs any. Do you need? What do you need to help him?
Fucking doctor? I don't know.
If, like,
we need the burn gel. You guys just using water right now because that's all he has.
Okay.
And you've your dad has gotten some nasty burns here before, but they always put burn gel on him and he was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, none of them were ever this bad.
Mm-hmm. I will. Is there just a piece of scrap metal around? Or wait, no, I can't do that. Fuck. Because burn gel is probably would be considered a complex item, huh?
I would say yes.
Yeah. Crap.
I'd say yes. It would take some effort.
Well, yeah. Anything that's too yeah, probably anything with a formula that would require that would be yeah. And I can't do that until power level 9 basically. Okay, yeah. So I think I'll keep telekinesising things that as I see them, and then when it looks like I've helped a decent amount, I'll turn my attention to actually looking for my dad.
Yeah. Let's cliffhang that real quick.
Okay.
Corvus, you are on the upper deck, kind of doing triage right now. And can you just roll perception for me?
Okay. No advantage.
No advantage. You're doing stuff. So
18.
Well, I mean, I think you have your natural perception advantage, but correct me if I'm wrong. But either way, 18's more than enough to get it. Yeah, you overhear people talking, and you're getting the impression that the city's starting to prepare for the worst. This place is about to get the storm is coming, and maybe you start to hear the telltale pattern of rain above you. So, and the city is about to get a lot heavier just because of all the pooled water on it. And this burner is malfunctioning. It's underperforming. It's probably not even carrying its own weight right now. You maybe hear from other people that the other burners under the reservoir and Aetherworks and the Golden Seat are all working harder to balance out the tail burner right now.
Yeah. I guess if I hear the rain, I'd be like, is there a way to funnel the rain into this place to help cool it down?
That would, yes. I mean, there's always a way. That would require some thinking. But you're Corvus Crowley, and you have your best friend Steven.
I'm gonna be the one doing the thinking, I think, in that situation.
I think Corvus looks at you when you say that, and he looks at you and he's like, Operation Slow Cooker, and then he just starts to run upstairs. and you know what that's a reference to? That's it was a time you had to go into a burning building. And the way you did it was you basically used a bunch of explosives to blow out a wall. So you get the impression that's what he's planning to do. What is your plan?
Make sure the explosion doesn't hurt anyone else. Like, all right, everyone out! Everyone out!
Everyone out!
This thing
Everyone out! And
flaps
so
on
you,
my wings.
so you're like helping the evacuation, and then like you don't know where he got like so much C4 or
I'm
like
not
plastic
surprised.
explosive, but he's like hooking it onto the ceiling right now.
Yeah, I think I'll like find the person who is dressed like the foreman or like the person.
Yeah. There's like a crew lead here.
Yeah, I'd like grab and be like, okay, hear me out. Raining. This place is hot. We need to cool it down. We're gonna blow a hole in the roof. That's all we can do right now. Just get people out.
And the guy just like.
And I leave.
Like I'm gonna let you roll persuasion. I think the difference. I think the guy will leave either way because he can tell you're serious. But persuasion to like if he helps you or if he's just like no, I'm like this is stupid. I'm gone. I'm gonna go get off the tail. I'm gonna go to the reservoir where it's safe, and I'm gonna hide.
I'm actually gonna spend a legend point on this one.
Yeah.
So 1 advantage dice.
Yeah. For every 5 you get over 15, the better like the help you're gonna get is gonna be. If that makes any sense.
46.
What's your logic score?
Logic 4.
Both of those D10s exploded. One of them from a D10 into a 16, the other from a D10 into a 29.
That's insane. So
It's
like you
ridiculous.
like say that, and then the like foreman, like the work lead, looks at the other guys down there, and they're like, "We'll help you out."
I have
And
him
then-
repeat the plan back to me. I'm just like, I do that, and like, there's like the freeze while the roll happens, and then you can see his eye just like, okay, like,
Okay, and he runs over to like a shelf and like opens it up, and it's like a big like pressure vessel. He's like, "This should work," and then he just like starts like running up to help Steven, and then, like a bunch of his friends grab like other tools and start like cutting like weak points into the roof so that water can come in.
like at key positions, like over pipes that'll run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, over pipes and like ways it's going to work its way down the structure and not like cause problems later.
And I think I like at that point I'm like, yeah, the music's like getting into like the crescendo
Okay.
thing, and then I'm looking around, I'm like, where's the kid?
Roll. Can you roll logic? I want to see how well this works. Roll it with 7 advantage, I guess.
Damn.
Because I said every 5 you get over 15.
No. No.
That was a 4 on the D20, and the 6 was the highest out of 8 D10.
No. What? Ha.
Welcome to the
Dice
pendulum.
work.
Ha.
It's like crazy.
But
It was a good plan, and then we're under a time crunch, okay?
but how? What?
Oh, Lily, I'm so
Is there
sorry.
a way to re-roll? Is there any way to re-roll?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure legend points can only do it. You just pump it into the roll. I don't think you can spend into reroll.
I would let you spend a legend point to roll 1 more D10. Pray to God it explodes. Like as much help as you got, this isn't a hard roll.
To enhance a single action roll, but yeah, it's just before the roll you can spend them on them. Is the official rule.
Well,
you got 8 help. I think you've noticed something's going wrong. You're like looking at it and you're like, oh shit, that's gonna be a problem.
this place isn't designed to be blown like the blown the roof to be blown off to help cool it down. That's not how this place was. That's never in the.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
I think you realize this. Like, I think you realize like
We're gonna
I don't even
suspend
think it's
the
like-
chair from
no.
the wall over there, and then we're gonna sit on it.
I think the plan. I think the plan is gonna work. It's just you like notice something is going wrong, like someone's doing something wrong, and you have a chance to like recalibrate and adjust if you take the time.
I have the observance skill. Does that count here at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. What do I have to do? Once per session, you can just use this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna use it now because that feels like the right thing to do.
What's it? Remind me what the observance skill does. I believe
Key
it's.
senses allow you to notice details others typically miss. Once per game session, you can. I can just like. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
It's not specifically for perception, is it?
It is not specifically for perception. Yeah. If you the charges you guys are using are too big. This plan will work, but they are too big. You will need to take a minute, be like, guys, chill. We're going to cut these in half, and then we're going to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just give me a second. I'm gonna see if there's like I've never used these like boons or banes.
Mm-hmm.
See if there's anything here that can help. Alright.
God, that roll.
Terrible. How did I do that after like a 46?
You got three
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
You had to roll more than 3.
That's like a roll from our vampire game. We just roll a ton of d10s and we get, oh yeah, ones, twos,
3 ones, 3 twos, 1 5.
that's
1 6.
one success on 10 on an 8 d10. Great. Yeah, sure. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna look at Steven and yell like, not industrial size pressure cooker, home size, family size.
He like looks down at you. He's like, and then he like pulls out like a pocket knife and just like cuts a piece of the charge in half and like drops it down to you. And then he like starts motioning for everybody else to do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna cliffhanger there and go to our first break. As you guys like are all like getting to cover. And then
Yeah, and I'm still like, when the charge is about to go, it's like back in the back of my mind. I'm like, where is the kid? Zaje? Zaje?
Sanjay, boom! and then we go to commercial.
Awesome. So yeah, that's gonna be our first break for the night. We'll see you in just a few minutes to figure out what the heck's going on with everything.
The chaos plateau, everybody.
See you in a little bit.